Hi guys, welcome back. So today we'll be taking a look at some of the Chinese stocks listed in the US. Before we begin, remember to take a second to give the video a like and subscribe as you greatly help our channel. Without further ado, let's first start off with Tencent Holdings. So for Tencent, you can see that this is a very bearish sign. It's likely for us to come back to look at this support level at 31.54 and also the $30 psychological support. Other than that, it's likely for us to continue to sell off further unless we can break out above certain resistance. And the first resistance to watch out will be 35.60. Second resistance will be 38.30 levels. Next up, we have Alibaba or BABA. So once again, BAB has tested its lows of around $78. You can see that this was the previous low here, and buyers seems to be stepping back up. But that said, it's likely for us to come back to retest the lows of 73.28, and hopefully we get a double bottom and bounce off from there. Resistance to watch next week will be 82.51 and also 90.50 levels. Moving on, we have NetEase. So for NetEase, already very bearish, broke down 23.6%, 68.62 would likely to be tested next week. Resistance would be the $80 psychological resistance level and 85. Moving on to NIO. So for NIO, in fact, it already tells us that it's very bearish after breaking 38.2% here. We bounced off the first time, but unfortunately, the second time, we couldn't get a double bottom. So we saw a sell-off heading towards this 23.6% at 14.68. In the event that we do not bounce off from here, it's likely for us to test back this 11.67 low. That's it. Resistance to watch would be $18 and also the $19 psychological resistance. Moving on to JD. So for JD.com, we are likely to be looking towards this 46.83 being retested, which was this particular low here. In the event that that do not hold, 41.56 would likely to be the next support in line where we see more buyers stepping back in. 54 and 59 would be the next two resistance to watch out for. Next up, we have Baidu. So for Baidu, already at its 23.6%, not a good sign. If 114 do not hold, then 101 would likely to be the next support. For the resistance would be 121 and 135. Next up, we have PDD. So for PDD, you can see that it's trading sideways currently. And at this 61.8%, it's barely holding at 62.25. In the event that we break down 58.92, 55, 60 would be the next two support to watch out for. If we can punch up above 65 levels, that would be a good sign. Then potentially we may come back to retest $73. If not, then hopefully the cloud support will act as a temporary support. That said, the cloud is pretty thin, so do bear in mind that if we see a sell down, we are likely to drop quite significantly. Moving on to KWEB. So for KWEB, you can see that we are already at its last support, similar to Alibaba at 78. So this, if we do not see a bounce from 23.72, then 20.41 would likely to be threatened in the upcoming sessions ahead. For the resistance, we are looking at the first resistance around $26. Second resistance would be $28. Moving on to CWEB. So for CWEB, already very ugly. We already broke down the recent low of 40.40. So it's likely for us to come back all the way down to this particular low here back in March 15. And this low was around 35.50 levels. So we are still about $3 to $4 away. So it's likely for us to come back here, retest it, and break back up. Resistance would be 43 and far away is around $52. Lastly, we have FXI. So for FXI, we already started breaking down. In fact, it was already we are already creating a new low after breaking this 26.13. I do not see any support all the way until 22.69. In the event that we break down further, then this previous support here may turn into a strong resistance in the upcoming sessions ahead. So hopefully we see a bounce soon, and the resistance will be 27 and 28.72. So overall, you can see that most of the Chinese stocks, in fact, all the stocks across the stock market is very bearish looking. If we do not see a bounces next week, then it's likely for us to start hitting the recent lows or even breaking them. So if there's any changes, I'll give you guys an update. Thanks for stopping by. Till we meet again, appreciate the manipulation.